And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 1026. Excuse me, I'm your host, Isaiah Jackson, and we have some great news stories for you today, starting with our top story. Strike partners with BitNob to facilitate cross-border payments into Africa. Goldman Sachs reportedly looking to buy crypto firms after FTX collapse. Bitcoin advocate dishes out sats over Lightning Network to raise BTC awareness. Rumors of a new native Twitter coin emerge while Dogecoin remain hopeful. And last but not least, Metaverse comes in second place as Oxford's word of the year. So big things happening there. But first, let's jump into our prices for today. Today, Bitcoin is sitting at $16,989, down 1.1% over the last 24 hours. Ethereum at $1,254, down 2.2%. Binance Coin at 288 is down 1.3% today. XRP sitting at 38 cents is down 1.1% today. Dogecoin sitting at 10 cents is down 3.6% today. Cardano sitting at 31 cents is down 2.6% on the day. And last but not least, Polygon rounding out the top 10 at 90 cents is down 2% for the day. And some of our trending coins include Hey, Anchor, and Terra Classic. How in the hell is Terra Classic still holding on? And for the DGens who want to dumpster dive, Catville's Coins, which is worth less than Lent, or is worth less than the Lent in your pocket, Atlas Navi, and Black Token. Oh, yeah. So those are your dumpster dive coins for all my DGens out there. Seeing everybody coming into the chat now. Guessing a lot of people didn't get the actual notification. All good. We know we're semi-shadow banned, but all good there. So we'll keep it rolling here. First story of the day. Let's see who we got in the chat first. Hold up. Alpha Robbins, what's up? What's up? Chris Minka. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, like you said, it doesn't look like they got the notifications, but all good. Start sending it out now, making sure everybody can jump on the stream. Yeah, one thing about YouTube, we have been shadow banned at some point, and unfortunately, there's not much we can do about it. But doesn't matter. We got our loyal warriors in here, so it's all good. Captain G, what's going on, boss? Just getting the notification. Cool. So people will start rolling in. But let's start with our top story of the day. Strike partners with BitNob to facilitate cross-border payments into Africa. And if you haven't seen on Twitter or on any social media right now, the African Bitcoin Conference is going on as we speak in Ghana, I believe, and a few big names are there. Jack Dorsey's there, Jack Mallers is there, who is the CEO of Strike. And on stage at Afro Bitcoin, Strike CEO Jack Mallers announced plans to improve remittance payments into Africa thanks to the Lightning Network on Bitcoin. And of course, the Lightning Network has struck Ghana, Kenya, and Nigeria. During a conference in Ghana, he announced that the payments company has partnered with the mobile app BitNob to facilitate payments into Africa. So big hand clap there. Shout out to Jack Mallers. He's somebody that we've been speaking about for years now. Saw his talent really early in 2016, 2017, and had the pleasure of meeting his parents and hanging out with them at a Gemini Mansion party. Haven't met Jack yet, but yeah. I met him one time really quick. He was coming off stage. I was going on to stage. So, and we just dap each other up and we're like, we both love what you're doing. And, you know, it was real quick and in passing, but definitely we'll work together sometime in the future. So he stood beside Bernard Farrar, another guy that I'm familiar with, the Nigerian CEO of BitNob, and showed a short presentation of how it works. And they take advantage of Lightning Network, built to top Bitcoin, and the feature is called Send Globally. It enables low-cost, instant payments to Africa. And of course, the feature does not require people to use Bitcoin themselves. The no transaction fee feature is currently available to Africans in Nigeria, Ghana, and Kenya. And by comparison, remittance services such as Wise take a small commission, while Western Union can charge upwards of 10% for money transfers. So dollar payments are instantly converted into Naira, Cedi, or shillings, and are deposited directly into the recipient's bank's mobile money or BitNob accounts. And this is one of the big issues that Bitcoin is looking to solve, remittance payments, simply because when you have the ability to send Bitcoin from one person to another, using Lightning Network is instant, it's fast. However, if that Bitcoin cannot be turned into dollars. It may be a little bit of trouble there for people to use for payments that they need. However, if you take that away and say, hey, you can actually send Bitcoin and you can use that, or you can use your native currency in your country, that actually empowers a whole bunch of people in the African diaspora. We're talking about billions of people, way more than people realize, I think, because when people talk about Bitcoin in America, they act like America's all that matters. We're not even 1/3, we're not even 1/5 of the amount of people that's in the continent of Africa, more or less some of these countries. So it's way bigger than us. And of course, I told you guys maybe a year or two ago that Ghana was a place to look at, Ghana and Kenya. And one of the main reasons why I knew that was because Jack Dorsey, you kind of revealed that to me, that Ghana was the place to be over the next few years. So shout out to him. Shout out to everybody working in Bitcoin, working on Bitcoin in Africa, because we're spoiled in America and people don't understand. You may think to yourself, well, it's just for trading, it's for speculation, it's for maybe even a savings account. But the true nature of Bitcoin was a peer-to-peer cash system that could be sent anywhere around the world for anybody with a computer device. And that dream is being realized now. Shout out to Strike. I know some people have had some trouble with the KYC, maybe some others, but it's literally just a bridge to get where we're going. KYC is required now. At a certain point, it may not be, or it may be some other slick, decentralized ID way to do it. Those days will come. But as you can see with development, Lightning Network, when it first started, people were saying they were doubting it. And now we're at a point where it's being sent all over the place. In fact, speaking of a Lightning Network, there was a Bitcoin advocate that dishes out sats over Lightning Network to raise Bitcoin awareness. And the importance of Lightning Network is just increasing daily. A Twitter user from United Kingdom spent hours sending micropayments to strangers on the internet to demonstrate the Bitcoin Lightning Network. If you were on Twitter, you saw this happening. I saw it happening live. He's known by the name Shire Hold, or simply Shire. He sent over 110 micropayments to first-time Bitcoin Lightning users in response to Michael Saylor's Lightning Network pool. So let me give them a hand as well. Oh yeah, a whole lot of good news coming out today on this beautiful Tuesday. And Shire asked those new to Lightning to download a Lightning wallet and send him a QR invoice. To pay the invoice, Shire scanned the code with his camera, and the Bitcoin Lightning Network did the rest. He said he'd send 1,000 sats to as many people as he can be bothered before sleep. And of course, his Twitter here, he actually stated, anyone download a wallet of Satoshi from the App Store, send me a QR invoice below. I'll send 1,000 sats to as many people as I can be bothered before I go to sleep. I actually use Wallet of Satoshi when I do summer camps with kids. Very simple, very easy. You can use it within your browser. Wallet of Satoshi is definitely one of the best options for the Lightning Network. And if you do not know, for those of you who may be new to the channel, if you do not know, Lightning Network is going to be probably the main way that people pay peer-to-peer when we start talking about the medium of exchange era. And it's already happening. You have Lightning Network payments all over the world right now, Bitcoin Beach, El Salvador, other places as well. So this quote here says, it's not much, maybe $20 in total, but the total fee is less than a penny. Using a credit card or debit card, the fees would have been more than the value transferred. So it would have been impossible. And this is one thing too about Bitcoin's value. Not its price. We're not talking about the price of Bitcoin, it's value. The fact that you can send payments instantly for less than a penny to hundreds of people. He sent it to hundreds of people for less than a penny. That beats out Western Union, that beats out Wire, that beats out pretty much any service that you want to use where you have to have cross-border payments. And as somebody who's in the Bitcoin big time, I feel like we've already won because we have the innovation, we have the layers of innovation available to build up on top of that. So shout out to Jack Mahler, shout out to this guy Shire. I might do something similar whenever the second book comes out, just giving it away to people who have waited, for this time period, and give away some sats just to show people how Lightning works. And I'm actually working with PlebNet to try and set up my own Lightning channel now, or a few Lightning channels. I already have one earlier. So shout out to everybody in the chat. I know a lot of people are basically just now getting the notifications. Let's see, Alpha Robbins, Jake Fever, Justice Scott, good morning. For Sure Entertainment, Alpha Robbins. Last time I got a notification was back in 2018 when we were in the hundreds. I just know the show starts at 10-ish. Exactly. That's the thing about this Alpha Band. I think a lot of people are not realizing that we're on. However, once we do start, people know we start at 10-ish Monday through Friday. That's the thing about consistency. We're on here pretty much every day. K-Bonk, guys, some of the BTC Africa speakers are killing it. Oh yeah, I've seen some of the live feeds. I've seen some of the different speeches people have made. And again, I keep telling people, there's a lot of developers in Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria. They're going to eat your lunch in America because you're too complacent. And they're talking about Bitcoin from a standpoint of need, and we're talking about it from a standpoint of want. And that's the big difference. When you don't have an infrastructure of payments that works well, and you have real crooked politicians, like we have crooked politicians, but at least we have a few that's good, that, you know, it's not just out in the open. You go to some of these other countries, their politicians are, man, as crooked as two left shoes, and you can't do anything about it because they will shoot you in the face. It won't be just somebody on Twitter yelling; they'll just kill you. So a lot different when we're talking about the use case for Bitcoin across the global atmosphere. So shout out to them. Jake Fever, what up? I seen your boy Dr. Boyce in Atlanta yesterday. Should have said what's up to him. I'm sure he would have been. He definitely would have wanted to speak to you. Shout out to Dr. Boyce and everybody there. I've seen him in Charlotte as well. And definitely a great guy. I've done a few shows with him. So yeah, shout out to Dr. Boyce. And moving to our next story of the day. Goldman Sachs is looking to buy crypto firms after FTX collapse. Oh man, crazy times here. This is one of the things that we stated yesterday with Novogratz. We stated this with Novogratz, where Galaxy Digital actually purchased a company for pennies on the dollar. And Goldman Sachs looks like they're gearing up to do the same. Remember, people, when we say buy the dip, for individuals, buy the dip is get sats at a low price, get crypto at a low price. For big corporations, they're buying companies at a low price. So Goldman Sachs executive Matthew McDermott said that their firm is already doing its due diligence on some crypto firms. They're probably trying to figure out which ones actually have good accounting, but probably just ran out of money. And they can just come in and swoop in and purchase it. As crypto company valuations are affected by the recent FTX debacle, financial services firm Goldman Sachs is looking to swoop in and invest millions to purchase or invest in crypto firms while the prices are low. In an interview with mainstream media outlet Reuters, Matthew McDermott, he said the big banks are seeing opportunities in the space as the FTX collapse highlighted the need for more regulation within the industry. Not a big fan of Goldman Sachs. Of course, we don't really like some of the huge retail banks. However, as far as business goes, if you see blood in the streets, that's when you go and buy, because as soon as they saw FTX fail, they probably saw a bunch of others fail. They were like, we have the opportunity to come in, buy these companies, and impose our will on how they can be run. And of course, they're in bed with regulators, so then they can just institute the regulation they want for those users. So you don't really have to do much in the way of trying to buy companies and then imposing your will in the crypto market, because it's still new. So this is all something that you should pay attention to. And this will affect your portfolio if you have money on some of these exchanges. You may see new regulations, you may see new rules, new terms of services. All these things may pop up as a result of Goldman Sachs buying these companies. And they're not the only one, I promise you. Galaxy just showed you yesterday, Goldman Sachs today. I'm sure there's a bunch of banks, they may not put out news, but I'm sure there's a bunch of banks that are looking at the crypto market right now. It's like, Birdman hand rub, I can go and purchase me about 3 or 4 of these companies, even if a couple don't work. And Gigi's even telling me in the back, even if a couple don't work, they can still make some money off of the user base, because if they know crypto's not going anywhere. If you don't know by now, it's not going anywhere. It's just about positioning yourself to make the most out of it. So let's see, we got in the chat here, let's see, Alpha Robbins, oh, got you there. NT, is Bitcoin going to 5,000? Maybe. I'll call for 10K in a flash crash. It could go further. Don't really care, because price doesn't matter. The value of Bitcoin is increasing daily as the price is going down. This is the best time to be in the market. Let me repeat that. The price of Bitcoin is going down while the value of Bitcoin is increasing. This is the best time to be in the market. And the same thing with other crypto projects. And Gigi agrees with me in the back. The same thing with other crypto projects. They are increasing in value. They're upping their tech. They're basically making themselves better at a time where prices are going down. So shout out to K-Bonk. He said, this was the plan. How else can Goldman Sachs get into the industry? Exactly. I mean, this is all, to me, is part of a playbook that's been going on for years. You create the problem and then show up with the solution. Very simple, people. And billionaires have been doing it for years. So let's get to our last story here. Rumors of a new native Twitter coin emerge while Dogecoiners remain hopeful. If you can't hear, Gigi's in the back giving me kisses right now. But yes, if you have not heard, there are some rumors floating around that there may be a Twitter coin. Some people are saying it's Dogecoin that they're really speaking of because Elon Musk owns it. However, online tech sleuths claim to have uncovered a new secret project on Twitter, which is being referred to as Twitter Coin. Social media users are swirling around rumors that Twitter is looking at introducing its own native asset called Twitter Coin to be used for payments and tipping on the platform. Some are citing the initial reports from sources such as Nima Oji, who runs an app-focused information leak account on Twitter. And he posted a screenshot of what appears to be a prototype Twitter interface showing a coins option for tipping, along with the vector image showing a coin bearing Twitter's logo. So this could be just something that they're working on in the background. However, some of these internet sleuths are really good at finding out things early. And if they do find out, they have a way to create Twitter coin for tipping, and you could then turn that into cryptocurrency or into cash. That would definitely monetize the platform so much so that I think they would make that money back that was invested. Others have pointed to tweets from tech researcher Jane Munchin Wong, who claimed to have extracted code from a specific version of Twitter's web app to find the same information as OG, even though the post itself and Wong's account have since been deleted for unknown reasons. Yeah, so these accounts and these people that are, quote unquote whistleblowers, accounts get deleted. Things go away really quick. Maybe they let the cat out the bag too early. And of course, there's been a swarm of posts under the Twitter coin hashtag with many people excited, but ultimately unsurprised that they could be working on new payment rails and systems integrations now that Elon Musk is at the helm. I'm going to go ahead and say it now. I have predicted that Twitter will have a payment option for years now. I think it's inevitable. Now, which one he'll use, we don't know, or if he'll have, a suite, if it'll be Bitcoin on Lightning, if it'll be Dogecoin, Twitter coin, whatever he wants to use, it's up to Elon. I think Lightning will be the best way to go. Stream. You can stream now for a few sats. You can get rid of bots by having people pay 1 Satoshi. That way you can get rid of a lot of the bots. I believe there was a big write-up, I forget who wrote it, about how implementing Lightning Network on Twitter could solve most of the problems. The problem would be is that everybody on Twitter would have to then buy Bitcoin. And, some people may or may not have it. Some people may disagree, whatever. So either way, it would just make it more global because no government runs it. And then Lightning could basically ensure that people get tipped and earn sats just for tweeting. And some of the top tweeters who are in the world could get paid for the content that they put out. I can tell you right now, start getting paid in sats. I'm putting out a hell of a lot more threads. I usually hold them back or I turn them into videos for this channel. But if you can monetize both ways, that will be positive for everyone. So let's get into some of these last comments here now. Let's see. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. Movado. Yep, definitely. Again, like when we talk about price, it's cool because that's what people attribute to the value of Bitcoin, but that is not what the value of Bitcoin is. The value is based in what it can do for people as far as money. And right now we're seeing it go crazy as far as value wise. And let's see, Humney developer, gonna be some Twitter wrap Bitcoin. Yeah, maybe. Tweetoshi app. Let's see, Chris Minka, Elon started PayPal. Twitter Pal is inevitable. Exactly. And that would be funny if he called it Twitter Pal. But let's see. I'm sure there's a definite way to get this implemented pretty fast. And I think when it happens, it's going to be huge news. So maybe this leak, this is why the tweets got deleted, and people are coming back saying that this may be actually true. So let's see. Jake Fever Sheesh, I will tweet for sats. Exactly. That's what I'm telling people is like people think Twitter's dead. People think Twitter's dead, but Elon is not an idiot. If you want to bring people back, okay, and I think Gigi wants to monetize her Twitter as well in the back. If you want to bring people back to Twitter, start getting them paid in sats based off the number of likes they have or the number of people who tip them. They will be back. If all you got to do is tweet and make money, there's a lot of big accounts that could do that. And then you won't have to accept advertisements and other forms of payments that you may not agree with. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you hit that like and share button. Shout out to everybody in the coaching class. Last night, I taught them 6 ways to earn Bitcoin for doing things that you already do. Some of them may be familiar. Most of them are not. These are a lot of new projects, CEOs that I'm speaking to personally. So ways that you can earn Bitcoin without trading, without buying it. Those are the best ways to stack sats. And we discussed Fidelity saying Bitcoin may be $1 billion in 2038. And just working out the math on that, if you can earn 1,000 sats a week, if Bitcoin ever does get to $1 billion in 15 years, you're basically earning $10,000 a week for the work that you do today. So that your kids and grandkids will be very excited for that. And shout out to everybody in the coaching class. The video on it for the channel will be out a few weeks later, but everybody that's in the coaching class that has the master class gets all this information early, and a lot of it is exclusive. So shout out to everybody on the channel. Make sure you jump into the Discord. We'll be on the Discord at 11 Eastern, 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. Pacific. So jump on there.